Hello FlightSimmers, welcome to Vienna and welcome back to the Embraer 195, the FSS Studios Embraer, of course. Yeah, today featuring the Austrian colors, and once again we have Vienna on the channel, which recently has been featured quite a lot, but that's really just coincidence. But yeah, I decided to give another go to the Embraer. It has received some rather big updates. The recent one just released Thursday this week, I think, or maybe it was Wednesday. Can't quite remember. Now introducing custom auto throttle and the speed or FMS speed implementation. Those being sort of the two major items on the changelog here for this release. So I think it's this aircraft is really getting better and better, and of course I want to give it another try. And today we are doing so on a flight up to Vilnius in Lithuania. It will take us a little bit more than 1.5 hours, I think, to get there. And yeah, I think it's fun to fly it again. Once again, I'm flying offline. I think I'm gonna fly it offline as long as we really have a flight where everything goes exactly according to plan in terms of operating the aircraft and making it fly the exact path which we need. And yeah, but it just really looks very good from the outside. I'm still very much enjoying the views. Parked a little bit too far to the front here. Seems like the GSX config is not quite accurate on this position, although it is the last stop bar actually all the way down there. Okay, anyhow, yeah, so it's gonna be a daytime flight. Looks like a fairly nice weather here in Vienna, and yeah, we are, of course GSX is loading the aircraft already, but other than that we are starting from cold and dark, so I would say let's not waste any time, let's get straight to it. Right, here we are, so now on version 9.28, that's the recent one, released end of April, and
passengers bus is coming.
Let's check. So that's EFB, of course, and I think we can still import the sim brief stuff. Yeah, there we go, operating Austrian 635. Times are a little bit off here since I'm recording during the evening, but that should not affect us a whole lot. Right, so that's that. Then there was a way to load the aircraft as well. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. Okay, apparently just by clicking real time. And now this is started 8-bit minutes. I think it's okay. We need about this time to get everything up and running since we are still on cold and dark. So let's fix that. Yeah, one thing I really like is that now the flight deck also looks way better. It looked very artificial and untouched on previous versions. But they fixed this. I think they fixed it on the previous release already, but now it looks much more realistic with a bit of sort of used look in here. Right, so let's get things fired up. So, batteries 1 and battery 2. Then we can hear some sounds kicking in. GPU is available. Can we make it active as well? In use. There we go. Cool. Right, so those can stay, yeah, crossfeed can stay off. The AC and DC pumps can stay on auto. Emergency lights go to armed, of course. APU off for the time being. We will switch on the nav lights like that. Electric pump alpha stays off, and so this looks good on the overhead, and there's already everything coming to life. Right, so let's get in here. Alright, so we have the current ARAC available, recording on May 2nd. Let's go route, and this looks very cool. Flight plan request sent. Let's see, it's been a time. Check flight ID. Okay, so let's try Austrian. What was the flight number again? 635 Alpha. Flight plan received. Yeah, this one apply active. Is that how it works? I hope so. Yeah, and I think this looks good. Yeah, LOWW, that's the first waypoint after the departure, and then eventually it ends with Dimta. Yeah, that's correct. Right, so departure. Let's see, I think we are departing runway 16 today. Yeah, wind is 130 at 10, so that makes a 16 departure for sure. This push button does not work. Never mind. There we go, runway 16. Now let's find the correct one for us. There's 2 available. Yeah, and the LOWW 2 Bravo, that's the RNAV departure. Apply. So I quickly pull it up. This is what it looks like. So departing runway 16. Then a very quick left-hand turn to Whiskey Whiskey 160 and 468, 469 at LOWW. Transition altitude is 10,000. 250 below 10,000, that's normal. Initial climb clearance 5,000, although we are flying offline, so that does not really affect us. Let's check the current weather in Vilnius, which is 080 at 7, so I believe that's gonna be runway 01 in that case. And we have on the flight plan the Dimta 2 Alpha. Yeah, Dimta 2 Alpha, and that's gonna be straight on the initial approach fix. Perfect. Okay, should be fairly straightforward. Runway 01, ILS Zulu, transitioning at Nolna on the Dimta 2 Alpha. Perfect. Yeah, so flying this ILS approach is also going to be a little bit new, since I think on the last update they have implemented the I don't know how to call it, like a custom ILS capture autopilot thingy. If this is how you want to call it. So it should now fly ILS approaches much more accurate compared to what it did before. So we can test that today as well. Okay, so that's the route. Now let's go to performance. Performance in it. And now I do remember there was a way to like automatically insert the performance, right? Was there not? Okay, so these values are changing as we are still being loaded. Minute 30 remaining. Okay, I can't find it right now, so let's do some data manually. So we will depart with 5.1. I think that's what we put in here. Cruise level is gonna be 350. Oh, internet connection, interesting, but we don't really need it, so it doesn't matter. Cruise wind average is 177 at 16, so this gives us a nice little tailwind. Zero fuel weight should come up to 39.3. Like this, that makes more sense. Right, then we go performance. Where do we continue? Departure limit. takeoff. We need to calculate that later on. Okay, now it's completed. Loading finished. Okay, so how was it again? How do we continue from here? Oh man, it's been so long since I last flew it. Okay, let's calculate first. I feel like it's been on the manifest page where we can sort of make it fill automatically over to the FMS. Right, so departure 1.6, condition is dry, flaps, I think last we had 2. We can also try flaps 1 for a change. Calculate, manifest, yeah, there we go, okay. So, takeoff weight 43.5 basically. Maximum takeoff weight, by the way, is 52.3. So that's quite a bit of headroom. What else? Acceleration 1000 feet. Yeah, I think that's okay. Flap 1, speeds 133, 36, 43. Takeoff 1. And flex... outside air temperature of 20, no flex temperature. Okay. Send to FMC, and I think now the magic happens. 250 and 0, okay, that surprises me. Okay, that makes sense. Flap 1, takeoff 1, no flex temperature. Okay, seems like the magic is completed. It's so strange watching it. Okay, let's check everything. So takeoff. Since we have calculated the wind, we don't necessarily need to do it here. Flaps 1. Flex temperature off. Okay. Takeoff 134, 37, 42. 33, 36, 43. There's a difference. $136 and 143. Right. Climb, transition. Was it 5,000? No, it was 10,000, sorry. Okay, I'm just double checking the route. The waypoints have slightly different designations, but I hope it should be fine. Yeah, I think this looks okay. Alright, now let's move ahead and fire up the APU. Like that. Okay, and while this is starting up, let's do the safety and power up checklist. Although that's sort of too late because we have powered up anyway. Okay, so let's skip this and then we will actually do the before start checklist together. Okay, so let's go ahead and set heading to, what is initial heading? Our runway heading is 159. I remember this one was quite slow. 159 is set 5,000 initially, that's also correct. And for the speeds, yeah, now we can go FMS speed. Oh, cool. I think that's gonna make flying so much different now. Looking forward to that. And let's see, can we depart in nav mode? LNAV, yes. Okay, cool. So let's make sure APU generator. Is it on now? Yeah, APU. No, it's not. There's the APU. There's the APU, okay. So this one comes to available, and then we can disconnect the GPU. Let's see, do we have parking brake on? We do, so cars and wheel chocks go away. And then we will, where do we continue? I think this one still stays off. We can actually put on the beacon, since we can fire up any second now. And I think now we should be good to run the before start checklist. Alright, so pre-flight checks are complete. Fuel quantity. We have 5.2 tons on board. MCDU is set. Crew oxygen, let's call it checked. Altimeters are set. 1005 3 times. That's good. Flight instruments 021 and 021. That's also fine. Passenger signs need to be on. Where are those again? Passenger signs. Oh. Yeah. Let's do it like this. Now they're on. Takeoff briefing is completed. Okay, captain and first officer seatbelt is checked. Takeoff performance is set. Auto brake comes RTO. Trim is... gosh. What trim do we need? Takeoff trim 1.9. It is currently up 2.0. That goes 1.9, yeah. Then we have the doors and windows closed and locked. Beacons are on. Transponder TARA, let's go 1000 like that. Parking brake, it reads off on the before start check. That's strange, but parking brake is on, of course. And engine start 1 and 2, that's what we are about to do right now. Okay, so I think it's really as simple as just lifting the cap, start, and there we go. And 2 is rising. Vibrations are rising. I think that's also quite normal. Then we should have oil pressure rising and oil temperature rising, and that's ignition already. I think this one is starting up. We'll take the second one on the wing view so we can see the fan spinning. Alright, starting number 2. And and I've just been trying to find a viewpoint for it, but we can't really see the blades, so let's go outside and have a good look. Alright, pretty good animations in my opinion, so that's looking good. Now we have electric pump alpha coming on, then we have APU off. We need to set flaps position 1. This is RTO trim is set already. Let's do a flight control check. Full left, full right, full up, full down, and rudder full left. Oh, my rudder pedals are sliding, that's why it's not going full extent. There we go. That's checked. Okay. APU shutting down, that's good. So, after start checklist, flaps are set position 1. APU is off. Hydraulic system 3 alphas on. Flight controls are checked. Taxi lights are coming on. There we go. Okay, now it's gonna be easy. So parking brake off, and it's very short taxi only. Since runway 16 is just out there, I believe. So we just taxi straight ahead. Right. Yeah, so you can see this, guys. I've got this on pretty much every airport now. It's like some purple textures. I've done some research. It's apparently some corrupt textures. The fix would be to remove everything from the community folder and install it back in. But as of now, I'm hoping that it magically gets fixed by the upcoming Sim Update 15, which should be released any day now. Yeah, and if that won't fix it, then I actually need to do the manual work, which I really hate to do. So we're going to see the same one in Vilnius again. Sorry for that. Okay, let's turn right, and there's one important bit which I've missed on the departure chart, because it says execute initial turns with a maximum of 205 knots and a bank angle of at least 20 degrees. So this applies to us as well, so 205 knots max, and then pretty steep turn at 20 degrees, although that's quite normal, I think. Okay, so back to the checklists. Yeah, let's taxi on. These should be clear. Yeah, I hope so. Cabin is secured, takeoff data is reviewed, ACAS is checked, brake temperatures. Yeah, I don't know why they would be off. Where do we see its system? Oh yeah, I think there it is. So temperatures are fine. Takeoff config. is checked. We're just gonna hit the toga button once, and this should bring up takeoff on here. There we go. That's good. Of course, we need the lights. Strobes. And let's see. Light strobes, landing, inspection, lights on. Yeah, inspection I don't think we need. And this completes the before takeoff checklist. Right, so we have LNAV armed. Auto throttle should engage automatically once we exceed a certain amount of N1. Let's see if this works. Let's hit the chrono. Okay. And I would say off we go. Everything is set. Let's take this bird to Vilnius. Oh, flight directors, I forgot. Never mind. Doesn't work. Okay, fun. There's auto throttle takeoff. Checked.
V1, rotate, V1, rotate.
Okay, that was twice. It's a little bit hard to control on the rotation. But there we go. Thrust hold. Speed hold actually. LNAV armed. That's not good. Where's my power? Okay, it's still a little bit interesting to fly. Holy cow. Right, so we should have flight level change, speed 200. Okay, I think now the flight director makes sense. Let's go flaps up, speed checked, flaps up. Now we have to stick to the 205 knots, which is not indicated by the flight director, but that's okay. I did not expect it to be indicated. Scrolling up the altitude. Have to pull a little bit more. Your damper needs to be on. Not turning enough. Are we on go around power now? Is it like max power we're going here? That's a bit strange. Okay, turn is completed. Let's go autopilot. Let's see how I can fix this auto thrust. Climb. We can't go climb 1, but I'm not sure why it went to toga mode. It might have been me pushing throttle too much forward. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, guys, so you can see it's still a bit. It still takes more time to get used to this aircraft. Not gonna lie. Okay, we are passing 8,000 gear. Holy cow, did I actually forget the gear up to now? That's embarrassing. Now we should be good for the after takeoff checklist. Landing gear is coming up eventually. APU is off and sleds are up. After takeoff checklist completed. Holy cow, that was special. What altitude have we filed again? 350. Okay, now speed is up to 270. That's also good. Yeah, so having the custom auto throttle now and the FMS speed implementation is way better compared to before. That's for sure. Lights are set. Okay. Right, so eventually we are on our way. Sorry for this bit of a messy departure. It's still very unused for me to fly this aircraft. But yeah, let's enjoy the cruise part, and then I am hoping for a nice landing into Vilnius later on. Enjoy, guys, and catch you later. Alright folks, welcome back, and welcome to this very special moment as our aircraft just decides to head right for whatever reason. So this is really odd sometimes. I was actually just about to say that the aircraft did fairly well. So indeed the speed FMS mode makes things much easier, although it's inaccurate. It sort of jumps up and down during cruise. It was jumping between a Mach level and a speed level, so aircrafts were like the engines were like spooling up and down rapidly all the time. Then I took sort of manual control of the speed, but yeah, so from time to time it's really just doing strange stuff. I don't know why. It's a bit odd, but other than that, I think it is it's getting better. But just as you could now see, it's even the LNAV is not spot on. So I'm still happy that we are flying offline today. I think this aircraft still needs a little bit more work to be flown on the network, or before we can fly it on the network rather. So yeah, but okay, it is what it is. So let's focus on the landing. Let's see if we can make a nice one today. Now we can also switch to localizer 1, which should be the one for ILS 01. Where do we go now? No, I was hoping for a localizer intercept. There we go. Yeah, I think we're overshooting now a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why, but terrain looks a little bit odd looking outside the window. On some parts, maybe it's because they don't have the most accurate data here for this part of the globe, but yeah, let's see. I think it should be fine. And runway, since yeah, it's pretty far off still, but we have the airport in sight, so we're getting there. It's beautiful weather. Currently we have winds of 060 at 6, so we have a slight crosswind from the right hand side, but only minor components, so it's not gonna affect us much. 15 degrees, altimeter is 1016, that is set already. And yeah, so now we just need to sort of bring it in there. So we have a final approach speed of 134 knots. We're gonna do a flap full landing as the aircraft still tries to settle in on the localizer. Let's go approach mode. Which is armed, but then we should have a glide slope armed. There we go, approach 1 glide slope. That's looking better now. How far are we out? 14 miles. Okay, let's bring the speed back a little bit more. Yeah, outbreak 2 is selected, or outbreak medium, sorry, outbreak medium is selected. The runway has 2.5 kilometers in length, and there's a nice little taxiway, Bravo, which is very convenient for us. Then it's going to be a very short run to the terminal, so we are aiming to vacate on Bravo today. Right, and let's see, let's go flaps 1. Should have the glide slope any second. Go around altitude will be 5,000. Glide slope is captured, so altitude coming up to 5,000. There we go. We're somewhere I found the speeds. Yeah, here it is. Flap 180. Ah, that's the lower limits. Okay, get it. Additive, no, we don't need that. Right, let's slow down further. In case we can. Kind of hard to slow down right now. Yeah, we're struggling to lose speed. I'm not sure which indication is the one for the next flap level.
2,500.
Okay, let's drop the gear. This is really hard to slow down. So we need to lose some speed here. We're even picking up speed as of now. That is rather inconvenient. Let's go flap 2. Yeah, so that's gonna be the flap speed probably, so we can go flaps 3. Levers can go back. Getting close there. Flaps 4. And let's go flaps full. Okay, let's set the rest of the lighting. And then we should be good, I believe. Let's take the aircraft. Auto thrust as well. Let's do some manual flying.
500.
Okay, a bit more crossing than I expected.
400.
Didn't really have time to run the checklists now. It's really something to fly an aircraft which I'm not super familiar with.
Minimums.
Continue.
200. 100.
Okay, speed is okay. 2 reds, 2 whites.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Come on. There we are, touchdown. And reverse. Decel. Right, decelling like crazy. Manual brake, idle forward. Pooh, interesting. Interesting indeed. For some reason it flies so differently compared to the Airbus and Boeing aircrafts which we are used to. Let's vacate and let's find a nice stand for us. A bit of a cleanup. Flaps are coming up. Landing lights. Strobes. Let's fire up the APU. It's just a short taxi in. And oh gosh, I just seeing I forgot to start Volanta once again, so we don't have a touchdown rate. Never mind, it's not too important for this one. I think the landing was okay, the approach itself was a little bit messy. So where can we park? Maybe over here? Yeah, so this, by the way, this is a freeverse scenery. Yeah, quite a nice one. Not perfect. I think we can still take or see a little bit of a difference compared to a payware quality scenery, but nevertheless, it's kind of cool to have it as a freeware. Okay, so let's take this apron stand, and I hope it's large enough for us. I'm a little bit unsure of that. Messed up the final turn. I think we're ending up a little bit skewed. I'm going a bit further. Right, let's leave it here. Parking brake. Engines 1 and 2 off. Oh, no, continue. Request deboarding. All right, guys, we have made it to Vilnius. Little bit of an interesting journey today, I would say. I think that's a fair summary of the flight, but let's take care of everything here first. Cones, wheel chocks. And let's do the doors as well, like that. Okay, shutdown checklist, transponder, oh, that's not off. Transponder is on standby. Chocks and brakes set, engines are off, hydraulic pump 3A is off.
Passenger's bus is coming.
All right. All right, here we are, and we are not even that skewed, but we could have gone a bit further even. Never mind. So guys, we have made it to Vilnius. And yeah, thanks for tuning in on this Embraer 195 flight. My honest opinion is this aircraft is definitely getting better every month, since they release an update every month now. And yeah, now with the FMS speed mode, it gets a lot easier to fly as well. The one thing I still really miss is an accurate LNAV model. I guess they need to do in a custom LNAV autopilot mode. In order to really properly fly the procedures, and that's required in order to fly on VETSIM with this aircraft. I think the departure was rather messed up on my account. Did some weird stuff there, I think, with the throttle levers, and then also forgot about the gear, of course, but never mind. It is what it is. It looks great, it hand flies great, but there's just more development needed on this one to become one of my favorite airplanes, but it's on a good track, that's for sure. Alright guys, so we're gonna call it the day, and I shall see you on the next one, probably back in P3D. Let's see, I might take out the 737 MAX for another spin. How about that? Okay, see you on the next one. Take care everyone. Bye bye.